We are all liars. We tell ourselves and everyone around us that we're fine, that we got it, that being the responsible one is just who we are. But have you ever noticed that your yes often happens before you even had a chance to think? We like to think of ourselves as intentional and strategic people, but for many of us, our behaviors and actions are something we do automatically without even thinking. We've been conditioned to believe that our value is tied to how much we can do. This traps us in a role that we didn't even choose. Today, we're peeling back the layers of that persona to find out who is actually underneath all of that doing. In the last video, we talked about the three voices: family, environment, and culture, and how a lot of what we feel like is you is actually something you picked up over time. Not consciously or on purpose, just slowly and consistently. And once you start noticing that, something a little uncomfortable starts happening. You start catching yourself in real time saying things like,
I'll just handle it. It's easier if I just do it. Let me take care of that.
it feels automatic, like there wasn't even a decision that happened. But here's the part that took me longer than I'd like to admit to see. At some point, the responsible one stopped being something I did and became who I was. And when that happens, you don't feel like you have a choice anymore. There's a very specific kind of situation I used to find myself all the time. It usually happened at work. I'd be the point person for an event, which, of course, is a very special way in saying that if anything went wrong, it was my problem. So there I was, running the show, holding it all together when I realize we're out of chairs. Not just a few chairs, but a whole bunch of chairs. Great. So I head downstairs to get more chairs. And of course, this place does not have any elevators. Because why would it? That would make too much sense. Anyway, now picture me carrying a stack of chairs up the stairs like I'm training for some Olympic event. And as I'm walking upstairs with what I'm sure my coworker thinks is an ungodly amount of chairs, they ask me, "Hey, do you need any help?" A completely normal and reasonable offer. And without ever thinking about it, what do I say?
Oh, no. It's fine. I got it.
Because, of course, I did. And I just moved on. But later, I caught myself because if I'm being honest, I didn't say no because I couldn't accept help. I said no because accepting help didn't match the version of me that I thought I had to be. And that realization was a little uncomfortable because it meant I wasn't just dealing with a workload issue, I was dealing with an identity. An identity that said that I was a strong, capable, independent woman, that I wasn't weak, I wasn't helpless, I didn't need to be babied. And once that became who I was, there wasn't any option for me to be anything else. If you sit with this for a second, you might see your own version of this. It's not just that you do a lot, it's that there's a part of you that feels like if I don't do this, something will slip. If I don't stay on top of it, something will go wrong. If I let go even a little, what will happen? And that's not just a thought, that's a feeling inside your body, which is why it's so hard to change. Because from the outside, it looks like just do less, just ask for help, just set boundaries. That's very simple, very easy. But from the inside, it feels like,
If I do less, I'm not dependable. If I step back, I'm not valued. If I don't handle everything, then who am I?
that's the real question. So, this is the question I had to start asking myself. Is this actually who I am? Or is this a role I learned to play? Because those are two very different things. And if you have never separated them, you keep reinforcing something that is quietly exhausting you. This is the third step of the Align framework. I interrupt the identity. And I want to be really clear. This isn't about becoming a completely different person. You don't have to stop being capable. You don't have to stop showing up. It's about loosening the grip of that feeling that I have to be this way all the time. Because right now, there's no separation between being reliable and who you are, or you handling everything and who you are. So when you think about changing that, it doesn't feel like a small adjustment. It feels like you're becoming someone else, someone who drops things, someone who lets people down, someone who isn't as strong. And of course, your system resists that. So instead of trying to overhaul everything, let's start small. The next time you catch yourself automatically stepping in, taking over, fixing something, or saying yes, pause just for a second and ask yourself, is this me choosing this? Or am I just continuing a role? That's it. You don't even have to change your answer right away. Just noticing that difference starts to create space. Because the goal isn't to stop being someone who shows up. The goal is becoming someone who can choose when and how to show up. There's a big difference between I have to do this and I'm choosing to do this. Same action, completely different experience in your body. And I'm curious, was there a moment recently where you automatically stepped in and took something on? Where it didn't even feel like a decision? If something comes to mind, drop it in the comments down below. In the next video, we're going to talk about something really important: how to redefine what enough actually looks like. So you're not constantly operating at a level that's unsustainable. You don't have to stop being capable to stop carrying everything. And once that starts to land, you realize you have more choices than you ever thought you had. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.